It's November 11th, and I just came in from being out in the garden just for a quick minute, just to take the dog out to go potty. Thought I would pick a couple things that I haven't yet dealt with, and it is wild to me that it's November 11th, and there's still lots of like summer frost tender producing stuff happening in the garden now. It is a little chilly out. I mean, it's like in the 50s, and I went outside not really dressed for the weather, but I've been working from home today, and I've been like in my bed all day working from home, and I've been needing to get up, and I'm like, I'm gonna go outside where it's colder and not wear like warm clothes to wake myself up. So I've got all of these Tromboncino squashes that I pulled from the vines. The plants, the green parts of the plants, like the leafy parts and the vines, are pretty much dead, brown, lifeless, and you leave your squashes on until that point before you pick them. Some of these do have some ripening left to go, but I think they can finish ripening in the house. I'm just worried if we get a hard frost overnight, which is not in the forecast this week, but you know, sometimes these crazy things happen. And if we get a hard frost, these could turn mushy the next day after they thaw out, so I didn't want that to happen. But I got a nice little stash of Tromboncinos this year. And I've had much larger ones than these. The plants weren't the healthiest that I've ever grown, but some squash is better than no squash. I like this one the most because it kind of grew on the ground, so it curved as it was growing, so that one's fun. And then I have a pocket. My pocket's happy to see you. A pocket full of peppers because I never go outside planning to pick anything and take a basket with me. So pockets and hands and like shirt pockets are usually how I like to pick produce. There's a lot more stuff out there I could have picked, but I did not. So I've got an assortment of peppers that are still growing. Very surprising to have peppers still growing this time of year. But what do we have? I've got the honey something, Pippins honey something. I have to look at the name of these, but I got a couple of those. I found a jalapeno. What else is in my pocket? Pippin's Golden Honey, that's what they're called. So these purple ones are the same as these. These are fully ripe. Oops, dropping them. These are not fully ripe. Same peppers, but different stages of their ripeness, which is fine. They'll taste fine. I got some chili peppers. I have another jalapeno. Oh yes, and shishito peppers. I had several of those in my pocket. Got more in my pocket. All my pocket peppers, another golden honey. What else is in here? Okay, yes, so some shishito peppers still, and then I have these little, they're called fire and ice, so these are little tiny things, and oh, I found a couple habaneros, so I need to make sure these are set to the side so I don't burn my mouth with that. But all these nice peppers, pretty good for this late in the year, and not very common for Northeast Ohio. And those plants where I got all of these peppers from, they are under no kind of weather protection. There's nothing over them. They're out in the elements fully. We just haven't had any hard frost. We've had some like light freezes where it just touches like 32 degrees, maybe for a couple hours in the early morning hours, but and then it warms back up. So it has not killed the plants off yet, and they're still not producing much. I don't see any new flowers or new fruits on those plants. So I think they're done making anything new, but what was already on there was still ripening. And yeah, it's very uncommon to still be getting peppers this late in the season for Northeast Ohio. But where I live, I'm right off of Lake Erie, so we do have the benefit of Lake Erie acting as like a giant bathtub or like hot water bottle where the lake water is warmer than like the air temperature for a while, so that helps make the air warmer until the lake water gets cold, and then we have wonderful lake effect snows all winter long. So that's my garden update for the day. Peppers and tromboncino squashes. Yeah, what are you guys still getting?